Welcome to Big Faces Worldwide. It's your boy Big Will. When I'm back, fam. I'm back with this boxing talk. What's good with you, fam? Hey, listen, man. I want to talk a little bit about unified middleweight champion Jarrett Swift Hurd and his performance last night, man. First of all, congratulations to Jarrett Hurd, man, on getting the fourth round stoppage. Now that I got my congratulations out the way, man, I thought Jarrett Hurd looked terrible in this matchup, man. Well-born, he's a British champion. He's not really known over here in the States. I'm going to be honest with you. I knew nothing about him before this fight, man. But this guy came to fight, He came to fight, and he stepped right to Jarrett Hurd, man. He was putting the pressure on Jarrett Hurd. He was backing Jarrett Hurd up. He looked like he was the bully in this fight, man. He was cutting the ring off good, putting that pressure, pounding away on Jarrett Hurd. He was busting Jarrett Hurd's ass up, man. Bust his lip up, bust his nose up. He brought the fight to Jarrett Hurd. Hats off to Jason Wellborn, man, on a hell of a fight, man. And I got to admit, man, I was a little disappointed in Jarrett Hurd. Not just for his performance, man. He got the W, you know what I'm saying? But I was a little disappointed in Jarrett Hurd because leading up to this fight, man, the last couple months, man, he's been doing a lot of talking, man. A lot of talking about Jermell Charlo. He's him and his team stating that they definitely want this fight with Jermell Charlo. He even started saying that, he thought Jermell Charlo was really starting to be worried about him mentally, man. He mentioned that Charlo has not really mentioned his name after the lower fight. Charlo hasn't been calling him out, like he was before, So my take on that is that Jarrett Hurd thought that Charlo, sat down and watched the lower fight and sat down and, watched all the interviews of Jarrett Hurd and watched his demeanor. And he understood that Jarrett Hurd was the real deal. So he stopped calling him out. Jarrett Hurd's impression of that is that Jermell Charlo didn't want to fight anymore. Well, he thought that he wanted to fight, but he wasn't too eager like he was before to get in that ring and fight Jarrett Hurd. When Jarrett Hurd first got this fight with Wellborn, he tweeted something out, stating that, he hoped Jermell Charlo is gonna be there at the fight. He hope he's gonna call him out, and he was talking a lot of rah stuff, man. Now don't get it twisted. I was very critical at Jarrett Hurd early on, but I have come to respect Jarrett Hurd. I've come to even like I come to like Jarrett Hurd, man. I like his humble attitude. I like his approach to boxing, man. I think he's a very good champion. He's a very good fighter. You understand? But having said that, man, Jarrett Hurd last night, man, he looked like he looked shook. He did not expect that Jermell Charlo to come at him like that. He asked for it. You know what I'm saying? He asked for it. He said Jermell Charlo didn't want that work. He asked for Jermell Charlo to call him out. He said he hoped he was in attendance on December 1st. Jermell Charlo said, man, you ain't running nothing. Jarrett Hurd said the same. You ain't running nothing. Man, Jermell Charlo hopped in that ring, man. He said, this is easy money. He looked at that performance that Jarrett Hurd put on last night against Wellborn, and he thought to himself, this is easy money. He come in there and he fight me like that, I'm going to beat the shit out of him. This is what Jermell Charlo was thinking, man. And that's basically what he went in that ring and told him. And Jarrett Hurd, you know what I'm saying, he didn't look too confident, man. I'm going to just say it just like that. He didn't look too confident in there, man. He sat there and called this man out for the last 2 months, and he egged him on. Jermell Charlo, he wasn't saying too much. And because he wasn't saying too much, Jarrett Hurd took that as a sign of weakness, man, and started pressing the gas on the insults and the shit talking. Talk about when they made that meme when he had the lion, on his shoulders, when he said, come into the jungle, and something about it, coming to the jungle and walk out with a lion on my back, something to that effect, man, stating that he'll beat the shit out of Charlo. But, you know, Charlo called his bluff last night, jumped up in that ring, man, and, you know, he simply said, let's get it on, next fight. Let's do this next. I want this fight next. You was talking all that shit. Let's get busy next, motherfucker. Jarrett Hurd told him straight to his face, nah, I want one more fight before I fight you. I mean, what is that, man? What do you mean you want one more fight, man? You called this man out. You keep his name in your mouth the last couple months. And you saying how much you want to fight. Your team saying how much you want to fight. But now this man get up in your face, tell you he want to fight next. And you should want to fight next, man. You know what I'm saying? But you tell this man that you want another fight in between. I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? But that's his right. He's a unified champion, man. You know, however we look at it, in this fight, you know, Jarrett Hurd is the ASAP to this fight because he is the unified champion. And he basically is calling his own shots. He said, listen, you want what I got. I got these 2 belts. You want them. You're going to have to wait for me. That's basically what he's saying. And he's saying, I'm fighting one more guy, and then I'll see you. So Jermell Charlo ain't got nothing else to do but wait, man. You know, Jarrett Hurd, to his defense, I'm gonna give him this. I'm gonna give him this and his defense. Jarrett Hurd, before this fight, I've heard this in his camp. You know, I watch closely everything that got to do with the fighters that I like, man. And Jarrett Hurd is a fighter that I like, man. So I watched him for weeks leading up to this fight. Him in his camp saying in this fight against Wellborn that he was going to be working on his defense. You know what I'm saying? He said he was going to be working on his defense and he wanted to get some rounds in a little bit and work on his defense, man. And, you know, maybe that's what he was doing in the fight. He gave Wellborn some opportunities to put those paws on him. You know what I mean? And Wellborn mistook that for weakness. And Wellborn got a little bit of false bravado. You know what I mean? And started busting Jarrett Hurd up, man. And Jarrett Hurd said, oh, whoa. You know what I mean? You coming on a little too strong, man. Let me give you something back, man. Because in that 4th round, it looked like exactly that's what Jarrett Hurd did, man. Because he started fighting like, you know, he fought lower. He started coming toe-to-toe with Wellborn. And that's when he caught him with that beautiful, I mean, that punch that he landed on Wellborn to the solar plex was beautiful, man. And he put him down with it, man. And Wellborn was not able to recover. And that was all she wrote, man. But, you know, I got a lot of respect for Jarrett Hurd. You know, I just did not agree with how he handled last night with Jermell Charlo after all the verbal war that he unleashed on Charlo over the last couple months on Twitter and in every interview that put a mic in his face, man. After all that talk, man, this guy came up to you and said, okay, you've been calling me out. Let's get this shit on next, man. Jarrett Hurd didn't answer the call, man. I didn't like that. But I respect Jarrett Hurd. You know, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. You know, he said next summer. I guess we got to wait till next summer to see this fight. I'll have my popcorn ready, baby. You know, this is Big Will for Big Faces Worldwide. You can follow me on Instagram at Big Faces Worldwide, all one word, and also on Twitter. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share this video. Hit the bell icon so you can get the biggest news from the biggest faces in the sport of boxing every time I drop it. And if you dislike this video, that's cool. You're entitled to. Hit the dislike button, but make sure you hit it twice.